So you're moving to Pensacola. You need to know the cost of living so you can budget it. Can you afford to move here? I'm Christina Leavenworth, and this is your Moving to Pensacola channel, where we talk about all the things you need to know if you're moving here. And of course, I'm a realtor, so if you have more detailed questions, reach out to me, email me, text me, find me on social media, and I'm happy to answer them. So let's talk about the cost of living. The good news is the Pensacola area is one of the more affordable areas in Florida. We are far cheaper than Tampa, Miami, those areas in South Florida, but our prices, they are creeping up. A lot of people are surprised by that, saying, man, keep all those people out of here. We want our prices to stay low, but it's all supply and demand. A good thing about Florida is the state income tax. We don't have one. Like literally when you get your pay stub, there's no line for it. It doesn't say zero. It's just never been there. And being from Florida my whole life, that wasn't really that weird to me because I've never seen a state income tax line. But for people moving here, they get pretty darn giddy about that. So no state income tax, which is huge. Now let's talk about the basics. Electric. So one of the main companies here in our area is Florida Power and Light. And usually most people say their electric bills are around $200 a month. As far as water, around $30 to $50 a month for just an average house. Of course, this can vary on how big your house is. Do you keep your AC running at 65 all day? But for average living, these are the basic costs. For trash and sewer, around $80 to $100. Internet. We have AT&T, we have Cox Cable, we have Mediacom, and some people have really good deals where they got in on a special and they have it for $40 or $50 a month. But personally, we spend around $100. I've tried to get that down, but for whatever reason, that's just the price we have. Cable, don't have it. Most people I know don't have it either. They're streaming and finding other ways, but typically with those internet packages, you can bundle in the cable and get a little bit of a deal. Let's talk about all the fun, nice to have things. If you have a pool, you're probably looking at around $100 to $200 a month. We had a good deal and we were paying $100 a month, but we switched pool companies and now we're at $200 a month. Lawn care, same thing, you're looking at about $100 a month. Pest control, that's about $50 quarterly from people that I've been able to talk to, and they come and spray and do all the things. Property taxes. So property taxes are roughly about 1% of your purchase price. So if you paid $400,000, it's gonna be around between $4,000 and $6,000. There's different things we have, something called homestead exemption, where you will be able to save a little bit off of your property taxes if it is your primary home. As well, if you are a wounded warrior, different things like that, you're gonna have different exemptions there. And different areas are gonna have different tax rates. So it will be anywhere between 1% and 2% typically of your purchase price. And when they are coming out, if it's your homesteaded property, to assess it, where the property appraiser says, this is how much I think your home is worth, so this is what we are going to tax it off of, it's typically around 85% of your purchase price. So just to keep things easy, if you bought a home for $100,000, that assessed value would be likely around $85,000. I hope that makes sense. HOAs. We have a wide range of HOA situations here in the Pensacola area. If you are in a condo, that is a totally different conversation. However, if you are in a new construction neighborhood, if you are in one of the most common neighborhoods here in our area, you're probably looking at under $500 a year. And it really depends on the type of amenities that are in that community. If there's a pool, if there's a gate, if there's any sort of lawn service, it's gonna be on the higher end, but most of them are just upkeeping the common areas where you have those pretty flowers, the sign coming in, and the covenants and restrictions. And typically, a lot of times we'll see HOAs at $100 a year or even $200. So I wouldn't let that scare you. However, if you're going the condo route, we do have some quite expensive HOAs, probably the lowest ones at $200 a month, and that is far from the water. The ones on the water, you're easily over $1,000 a month. And those HOAs typically cover quite a bit though. It's gonna cover your water and trash. A lot of times it includes your internet and cable. it is going to include your exterior insurance. So you're only going to need insurance for the inside of the condo, which is typically a lot cheaper. It is going to cover, your covenants and restrictions, the common areas, upkeeping the amenities, that sort of thing. The more amenities that are offered, the more expensive those HOAs will be. You have some kids? So childcare, that can be a little dicey here as far as getting in. There's a big shortage at a lot of places people want to go. And for a 4-year-old, you're typically looking at around like $600 a month. That's where you're at, $600 to $700. If you have an infant, it's a lot higher if there's any openings, just because there's not that many. So you might be closer to like $800, $900. There are places you can get in for less. You just have to look around. Let's talk about housing costs. So the average price point here is around $325,000. And that can get you a really great home. It could get you a new house. We do see homes sell, for $150,000, $100,000, even less. But the lower the price, typically the more work that home is going to need. But we have plenty of homes between $200,000 and $300,000 that are move-in ready. They need relatively little work, and they are just really, really great. However, if you get hyper local and look at specific areas, that average price point definitely changes. If you're looking in the East Hill area, you're going to be closer to around $500,000 to $600,000. Same as with Cordova Park, Gulf Breeze proper, and we can dig into that a whole lot more. If you just want to call, text, or email us, we can do a whole map search and show you all the price points in the area. The state of our market, things are still moving. People still want to be here in Pensacola. People love it because of no state income taxes, our beautiful beaches, and just so much more. So I definitely recommend you highly consider Pensacola as a place to live. And hopefully this breakdown of the cost of living really helps you figure that out, to figure out if it is the right move for you.